Heading into Week 17, we all know that the Buffalo Bills' playoff position is locked up, but that doesn't mean there's still not plenty of things to be decided in the AFC playoff picture. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to an AFC Playoff Picture edition of Billievers Talk, where we talk about the current AFC standings and who's currently in the playoffs and who is remaining as in the hunt heading into Week 17, the final week of the NFL season. Again, guys, thank you for joining me. My name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. As not only do we keep you updated on all Buffalo Bills news, we also keep you updated on all Buffalo sports. So even after the season ends, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, as we will continue to keep you up to date, not only again on Buffalo Bills, but all Buffalo sports. Like this video and leave a comment. How good are you feeling as a Bills fan heading into Week 17, knowing that we're locked up, we're in the playoffs, we're ready to go? More than likely going to play the Houston Texans, but we will talk about that in this episode, as far as others, as well as other seedings going on in the AFC and that last playoff spot that's still up for grabs as we head into Week 17. So we're going to start at the top, guys, and we're going to look at the Baltimore Ravens, currently sitting at that 1 seed. Baltimore Ravens, with their win over the Cleveland Browns, did clinch the #1 overall seed. Coach Harbaugh has already come out and said that he plans on resting a lot of his guys for that Week 17 matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think if you're a Steelers fan, you have to be happy about that. However, you know that the Baltimore Ravens players that are going to play don't get a lot of time, so they're going to want to showcase what they can do. A lot of times, just because the stars are benched does not necessarily mean the other team gets an easy win, and I know Pittsburgh Steelers fans are hoping that that's the case here, but that's not always the case. Now, the thing about Baltimore that I don't like is you head into the divisional playoffs, right, because you get that first round bye, so you're not going to play wild card weekend. You're going to head into those divisional playoffs 2 weeks of rest. I'm not sure if I like that. I'm not a huge fan of all that rest. A week to me seems plenty for players. 2 weeks seems a little bit too long. You might get out of rhythm. You might feel out of sorts when you get back on the field. It might take you a little bit of time to get back into that rhythm, and while you're getting into rhythm, the other team's doing just fine, and they're able to maybe put up some points early and pull off that upset. You never know what's going to happen, but the Baltimore Ravens are sitting there at the 1 seed. Sitting at the 2 seed, the AFC East champions for the 11th straight year after beating our Buffalo Bills on Saturday. The New England Patriots sit at #2. Currently can be 2 or the 3 seed still. There is still a possibility for them to be the 3 seed, but as they sit there, they are this current 2 seed. They play the Miami Dolphins this weekend. If they win, they lock up that 2 seed, lock up that first round bye. You go to the 3 seed, the Kansas City Chiefs are currently sitting at the 3 seed, and guys, they can be the 2 seed still, and they could still be the 4th seed depending how things turn out. So Kansas City is going up against the LA Chargers this weekend, right? If they win, they lock up at least that 3rd seed. If they win and the Patriots lose, then they switch, and the Kansas City Chiefs then move up to the 2nd seed. They get that first round bye, and then the New England Patriots have to play on wild card weekend. Now, if they lose and the Texans win, if the Texans beat the Titans, then the Houston Texans move up to that 3 seed, and the Kansas City Chiefs move down to that 4 seed. So there's still a lot of movement that can happen for the Chiefs depending on what they do. Again, obviously, if they beat the LA Chargers, which in all likelihood is going to happen, then they will at least lock up that 3 seed, but they still do have a chance to move up to 2, as if the Dolphins can pull off the upset against the New England Patriots. Moving to that 4 seed, the Houston Texans. Houston Texans, with their win on Saturday, they lock up the AFC South. Again, they can still move up to 3, but that's as far as they can go. Most Bills fans believe that we will more than likely be playing the Houston Texans, because we do believe that Kansas City Chiefs will get that win. Plus, the Titans have some stuff to play for, too. So we know the Titans are going to come out ready to play, and Derrick Henry will be back in this game. So we know that there's going to be some things to play for, and Tennessee might pull off that win and get into the playoffs. But we'll see what happens, obviously. In order for the Texans to move up to 3, like I said before, the Texans would have to beat the Titans. The Chiefs would have to lose to the Chargers. But again, a lot of people believe that the Texans will be staying at that 4 seed, which means they'll be playing the number 5 seed come wild card weekend. And we all know who that number 5 seed is. That's our Buffalo Bills. If you're looking at this from a Buffalo Bills standpoint, I think you'd rather play Houston over Kansas City. Although if you play Kansas City, they'd be coming off a loss to the Chargers. So it really depends how you look at things. Who's going to be the hot team going into the playoffs? I think the Bills can get the win this weekend. We did just hear that Coach McDermott does plan on playing his starters for at least some amount of time in that game against the New Jersey Jets. So we'll see how long Coach McDermott does play the Buffalo Bills in this scenario. But we know that the Buffalo Bills are locked into that 5 seed. We know that they cannot move up. They cannot move back. They're locked into that 5 seed with that loss Saturday to the New England Patriots. Again, the division is won by the Patriots for the 11th straight year. But hey, the Bills looking at their second playoff appearance in this century, second playoff appearance in 3 years under Coach McDermott. So things are looking up for the Buffalo Bills. We have plenty to be thankful for and look forward to both in the remainder of this season and seasons to come. And then you get to that 6th seed, and guys, we're not sure who's in the 6th seed, right? The 6th seed still up for grabs, currently being held by the Tennessee Titans, who are sitting there at 8-7 after losing to the New Orleans Saints. However, with the Pittsburgh Steelers loss to the New Jersey Jets, that means that the conference record is better for the Tennessee Titans. They move up 1. Now, in order for Tennessee to hang on to that 6th seed, all they have to do is win. They win and they are in. It's that simple. They beat the Houston Texans. They are the 6th seed. So right now, Tennessee is sitting in that 6th seed, and they are the team that controls their own destiny. However, there are 2 teams. That's right, 2 teams now in the hunt for that 6th seed after all, and it's possible that one of these teams gets in with an 8-8 record. It's kind of crazy, kind of same thing over there in the NFC with the NFC East. However, all 3 of these teams would have to lose for a team to have an 8-8 record and get in, but anything's possible in the NFL, right? So you have the Pittsburgh Steelers sitting there as in the hunt team, sitting there 8-7 after their loss to the Jets. Now, what they need to have happen, they need to have a few things happen. Not only do the Steelers need to beat the Ravens, which, as I said earlier, not a gimme, right? Again, just because you're playing about a lot of backups, remember these backups have more reason, more purpose to play than the starters would anyway, and they may come out and improve some things, including RG3 and some of those other players over there. So you might get a surprise out of this game between the Ravens and the Steelers, but either way, the Steelers not only need to beat the Baltimore Ravens, but they need the Titans to lose. They need the Raiders to lose, and they also need the Colts to beat the Jaguars. Now you say, why do they need the Colts to beat the Jaguars if the Colts are not in the playoff hunt? Well, if the Colts beat the Jaguars, it then makes a 4-way tie between the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's the other team? Oakland Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, and the Indianapolis Colts. When there's a 4-way tie, the tiebreaker is figured a little bit differently, and that's the only way the Steelers actually win the tiebreaker. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, in order to make the playoffs, need to beat the Baltimore Ravens. They need the Tennessee Titans to lose to the Houston Texans. They need the Oakland Raiders to lose to the Denver Broncos. And then they need the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. So a lot of scenarios have to go the Steelers' way in order for the Steelers to make a playoff spot. And then you look at the other team in the hunt. You're talking about the Oakland Raiders, right? The last year in Oakland, they will have no more games in Oakland. Their last home game was Week 15. This will be the last regular season game, possibly the last game overall for the Oakland Raiders as we know them. The Oakland Raiders go up against the Denver Broncos. If the Raiders win and the Titans lose, then the Raiders will get that 6th spot. So still some things to be decided in the AFC. You're talking about seeding, of course, between the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seeds. And then you talk about that 6th the sixth spot, that second wild card spot, still yet to be determined. Let me know who you think is going to be in there as that sixth wild card team, or the sixth team in the AFC playoffs, that second wild card team. Do you think it's going to be the Titans? Do you think it's going to be the Raiders? Or do you think it's going to be the Steelers? Plenty of things to go on this Sunday. I hope you all enjoy it. Again, there's no Thursday night football this week. Make sure you join me on Thursday as I do the pregame of the Bills versus Jets game. There's no games on Saturday this week, no triple header like there was last week, and there's no Monday Night Football this week either. All the games going to be on Sunday, most of them at the 1 o'clock hour. We get a lot of things straightened out at 1 o'clock. A lot of the later matchups are over in the NFC. We talk about the Sunday Night Football game. It's going to be Seattle-San Fran for the division title. That's going to be a fun one to watch. But that's NFC. We're talking about AFC. Again, 6 seeds still have to be determined. You're talking about the Titans winning in. Easiest scenario out there. Talk about the Raiders. If they win and Titans lose, Raiders are in. The Steelers, they need a lot of help. Not only do they need to win, they need the Titans to lose, the Raiders to lose, and the Colts to beat the Jaguars. So when we go over our games to watch this weekend, if you're interested in what game should I watch when it comes to AFC playoff scenarios, you want to watch that New England Patriots-Miami Dolphins game. Again, if the Dolphins beat the Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Chargers, the Chiefs move up to a 2 seed, and so that's going to be my second game to watch that Chargers-Chiefs game on Sunday as well. If the Chargers win, the Dolphins lose, Chargers get that 2 seed. You want to watch the Houston Texans-Tennessee Titans matchup for a lot of reasons. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Again, if the Titans win and they're in. It's that simple. If the if the Texans win and the Chiefs lose, then the Texans become a 3 seed. The Bills end up playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the first round instead of the Houston Texans. So a lot of things going on in that Houston Texans Tennessee Titans matchup that you want to watch out for. Now you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore Ravens game. The Steelers need to win and get help in order to stay alive and get that 6th seed. And then the Oakland Raiders game, the Raiders game versus the Denver Broncos. That's one to watch. If the Raiders win and the Titans lose, then the Raiders get into the playoffs. And then just to throw in a caveat, if you're a Steelers fan, you want to watch that Colts-Jaguars game. You do want the Colts to beat the Jaguars, and then you want those other 2 teams, the Titans and the Raiders, to lose. And then if you win that tiebreaker, you become that 6th seed. But a lot of things need to go your way in order for that to happen. Again, as we see it right now, you got the Baltimore Ravens as the 1 seed. They can't go anywhere. The AFC playoffs are going through Baltimore. The 2 seed, the New England Patriots, they can win and clinch that 2 seed. If they lose, it opens the door for the 3 seed, the Kansas City Chiefs. If the Chiefs lose, that opens up the door for the 4th seed, the Houston Texans. The Bills, just like the Ravens, are locked in their spot. So we'll see how much the starters play on Sunday. And then the 6th seed currently is the Tennessee Titans, but that could change on Sunday and become the Raiders or the Steelers. So let me know who you think is going to be in that 6th playoff spot. Let me know what you think the most fun matchup is going to be in the AFC this weekend. Again, guys, if you're not subscribed to Billievers Talk, hit that subscribe button, like this video. I hope you are all having a happy holiday and you continue to have a happy holiday season. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.